Hello, I'm Olivia Reyes, and this is the Instagram strategy I've developed for MorningStarFarms. So let's talk about their presence on Instagram. First off, Morningstar Farms is a plant-based food producer for the US and some of Canada, and they're present on many platforms such as Twitter, YouTube, Facebook. However, they have most followers on Instagram at 50.7K followers. They post approximately 1 to 2 times a week, so not that often at all, and they don't often, or really ever, reply to the comments in these posts, good or bad. They don't post very regularly, so we'd like to see some change for that. So far, we can put their posts into three categories of sort of Insta-worthy food photos, like the one you see here, collaboration ads, like the three in the thumbnail here you see with Taj Maori, and custom infographics and interactive graphics. Um, like you see in these two thumbnails right here, we have one of the recipe builder and this sort of word search here, which did not do too well, understandably so. But they try and make use of the custom graphics and interactive infographics for promoting and to boost interaction. But it doesn't really cut it for them. And there are some things that they can do better, especially because the page does not really nothing really stands out. There's nothing super interesting or super eye-catching. So let's talk about SWOT. In terms of strength, they're a very recognizable brand. They're easily known. They're a pretty household name. You can see their ads on TV, on YouTube. They're producing classic American foods. So it's really easy for the an average American family and audience to buy their products and still enjoy it because it's something that's still familiar, like a burger or a hot dog. And they got vegan as well as vegetarian options. There's not too many brands that have vegan as well as the vegetarian. It's a little harder to find. Some weaknesses, and a major one, is that their parent company, Kellogg's, has been accused multiple times for false claims in that Morningstar ingredients lack vegetables. There again a lack of interesting content or anything really new and poppy and exciting from Morningstar Farms, or at least anything that we see on their Instagram. So that's a big opportunity for growth, as well as the growth of the plant-based food industry, which has in the past year alone grown about 27%. And in line with that are the opportunities provided to them by technology. The technology for creating meatless food products is increasing and getting better by the year. And so this is a great chance for Morningstar to come out with something new and interesting. However, there are some big threats. One mainly being Impossible Foods, who has become such a giant and has been on the rise since 2016 from their collaboration with Burger King on the Impossible Burger. And although the industry is growing, that also means the growth of competition. And so they really need to extend their audience and grab them in fast. And so here are the two top competitors for them. Impossible Foods, again, with a whopping 327,000 followers, and Gardein, another pretty household plant-based food name with 166,000 followers, still doing so much better than Morningstar right now. And let's take a look at why. So Impossible Foods had the boom again in 2016 with the collaboration with Burger King. And one interesting thing that I really liked from their page is that they have collaborations with relevant influencers. They have a collab with Gray and Mama, that cute young kid who always says thank you to his mom, and Foods with Soy, an influencer who eats plant-based and makes plant-based foods on their page. They have an interesting variety of food photos, and by that I mean there are foods and recipes on here that you wouldn't imagine being plant-based. And that's something that we really want to see from Morningstar as well. Things that are really interesting and enticing. They also make use very, very often of short time videos, food videos of their recipes, like you can see in this thumbnail. We see this one right here of Gray and Mama. The collaboration is a short food video. And I think Morningstar Farms really needs to make use of this, because Gardein also makes use of this. And they are more popular than Morningstar Farms in terms of the household and very common names. They focus on very interesting and very visually appealing foods. I mean, look at the thumbnails going on their Instagram. These all look outstandingly delicious. Especially this very recent one for Thanksgiving, the Meatless Turkey Feast. Now, this is an eye catcher and a very interesting product. So, Morningstar Farms needs to catch on in the interest department. But short form video, and another really nice thing that I enjoyed is that the photos are beautiful and they have the box and the packing in the background. And I think that was very nice. It doesn't look too tacky. They still managed to make the photos look beautiful. And so I think this was really great on their part. All right, so who is their current audience and who do they want to target? Well, right now, the current audience is consisting of families and households, people with children, people living with others, and generally people who want to entertain guests. You know, you might have family over, you have friends over, you buy some Morningstar black bean chipotle burgers or their vegetizers, you use it to entertain some guests. They don't have a specific region that they have been targeting, and their audience is generally geared to anyone who's into some healthier classic foods. Sustainability is not a major priority for this current audience, and neither really is environmental issues or climate change, and that's something that Morningstar has expressed that they are concerned with. And another thing is that their audience is mainly white, which, again, Morningstar has done some things to try and be inclusive with this post as well, and another one that we'll show a little later on. So in the target segment, we're going to be targeting women, because when it comes to people living in metropolitan areas such as LA, New York, Portland, Seattle, San Francisco, and are interested in plant-based living, women make up the majority of that segment, 64.5%. And we want to target people in the 18 to 34 range. The current audience consists of most 24 to 44, and we want to target a younger audience because the younger audiences now tend to be more interested and more accepting of the sustainable living and the plant-based aspect of their food brand. So we want to target them and get them interested in our brand. So again, individuals who prioritize sustainable living or who want to really get into Morningstar Farms, and it's just a matter of pushing the idea that Morningstar is very interested in it. We want to extend to our colored audience. As the previous page you can see, and in this one as well, they participated in the Blackout Friday from earlier in 2021. And we also want to extend to people who regularly exercise. This is an audience that is going to be very receptive towards plant-based, sustainable, and just generally healthier versions of food. And like earlier said, a left-leaning audience who is more accepting of the idea of sustainability, climate change, and the idea that food can impact the environment. So based on that, we have Sarah. Sarah Henderson, who's 35-year-old female, a mother of one child and married. She is a self-employed freelancer in Portland, Oregon, and she graduated with a bachelor's in interior design from Oregon State University. She makes about $40,000 a year, and she enjoys walking on trails, hiking. She goes on strolls with her kid in the afternoon around the neighborhood, and she, on her free time, is a very crafty person. If there's something that she can DIY instead of buying it, or something that she can upcycle, she will most likely do that. And she's a vegetarian and hopes to get her friends and family into it as well, into a little more of a healthy and sustainable lifestyle. But, of course, as a mother, she wants to make sure that she has delicious, vegetarian, and affordable meals for her family. But she's also conscious of the food waste. All right, so what are the goals of Morningstar's Instagram? Well, we have two of them. One, we want to grow the Instagram following by 1,000 followers in the next 6 months. So we really want to push that, get some people following and engaging with the account. We want to target audiences in the evaluation and intent portion of the funnel, and followers are going to be the KPI for this. But to test the individual posts that we use to get to this goal, we will base that on likes and share. Our second goal is to get 20% more shares on sustainability-related posts in the next 4 months. Because we've seen them post related to sustainability and the environment, we really want to get people to see that this is a priority for Morningstar and make a connection between the two when they see this. Target people in the interest and consideration and the evaluation and intent areas. Hopefully that'll push them through to know that Morningstar is really interested in these issues. And the amount of shares we get is going to be the KPI. All right, so what strategy are we going to use to get to these goals? Well, we got to change the content. Our priority, video content. We need the recipes in a video format. We need more collaborations with relevant influencers. And we want to take those infographics and turn them into fun, informative videos. Video content is really going to help push interaction and engagement. They're just more fun than images. We want to remain generally lighthearted, but still informative, and we gotta post a little more often. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, between 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. These times are peak for the food and beverage categories on Instagram. And we have a good example here, Fit Green Mind, an influencer who posts their sustainable living as well as a lot of vegan meals on the page. So this is some content that we like to see here. Here's a video for their vegan steaks. This is the type of stuff we want to see. So some stuff that Morningstar Farms should share are, again, collaborations with relevant influencers, or let's even say fitness figures. If we can get a collaboration with them, share that collaboration, that's a good way to boost the content and the interaction. Food created by the audience, by fans and consumers of the food. You know, someone buys their product, makes a meal, posts a picture, Morningstar Farm should reach out and also post that picture, and that's a good way to engage with the audience. And posts regarding plant-based and sustainable eating from other people who are influencers in that related field, such as simple-ish living. So Morningstar Farms should really jump into things related to sustainable living and plant-based. And based on hashtags, the things that are very close to that are the environment, climate change, and innovation. Understandably so. This is a good chance for Morningstar Farms to talk about environmental issues and especially climate change. And they made a point of talking about this with their veggie calculator. However, it's not good to many people. You have to look really deep to find it. And so they can find a lot of great ways to talk about climate change through their food. And innovation. They can discuss the innovation of their food and some new products. And that can be really interesting to audiences. Outside of the realms of social media, we can engage audiences with contests and giveaways. So let's say we have a contest among the audience to make a meal, a unique meal or recipe using a Morningstar product, and then a giveaway for the winner of that contest. That's a great way to interact with the consumers and get consumers to interact with your product and try it out. The return of the food truck. About a year ago, Morningstar Farms had a food truck out at various Walmarts across the U.S. where people could go and try a plant-based burger. And I think this is a really good idea for people to, one, try plant-based, and two, just try the foods that they had, the different products they had. And three, a collaboration with the food chain in a similar fashion to Impossible and Burger King, the Impossible Whopper. Overall, posting videos and image content regarding sustainability, action, and interesting meals that encourage our target audience to, one, follow, and two, share, will push them from awareness to an interest, and from interest to intent. So we're going to engage them as well as push them through the funnel, and hopefully to conversion. But yeah, thank you very much for listening.